1984 by George Orwell tells the story of a dystopian society during the year 1984. People are expected to follow any and every instruction given to them by the leading party. This includes the way they act, think, and speak. Power is inflicting pain and humiliation. Power is tearing human minds to pieces and putting them together again in new shapes of your choosing. Orwell 266. This quote exemplifies the way the party controls their society, by brainwashing them and making them believe everything they are told. Today, we are experiencing our own sort of controlling and overpowering society, North Korea. The people of North Korea are forced to believe anything the government has told them. Orthodoxy means not thinking, not needing to think. Orthodoxy is unconsciousness, Orwell 53. North Korea's leader or dictator, Kim Jong-un, is expected to be treated with the utmost respect by everyone around him, similar to Big Brother, the leader in 1984. North Korea was officially founded on September 9, 1948, under the rule of Kim Il-sung. After dying from a heart attack, his son, Kim Jong-il, became the leader in 1991. Kim Jong-un became the leader in 2011 after the death of Kim Jong-il. During the 71-year dictatorship, poverty and hardship grew. Almost 40% of North Korea's population, about 24 million people, live below the poverty line, causing life expectancy to decrease by 5 years since 1980. This increase in poverty has caused the country to rely on international aid to feed the North Korean people. Kim Jong-un has proposed a 2-meal-a-day campaign, which led to riots. North Korea is known for its large and strict military. The government spends around $3.5 billion annually on funds. There are about 1 million active members and 6 million soldiers in reserve. North Korea requires men to serve for 10 years and women to serve for 7. Although serving in the military is a requirement, all elite figures and their children are allowed to be discharged of their duties before they start. Military living conditions are very low. For example, some soldiers outside of Pyongyang, the capital, are only fed 2 to 3 potatoes a meal and 1 serving of raw corn kernels or rice. Soldiers are commonly starved and forced to return home because of malnutrition, only to return to the military once they have regained enough strength. North Korea has had many confrontations with other countries in the past. Donald Trump and America seem to be at the top of this list. Kim Jong-un and our president have had many disagreements concerning the use of nuclear weapons in our militaries. It seems that they have met with each other to find peace and security, only after calling each other names like sick dog, maniac, rocket man, and dotard. North and South Korea have also been in disagreement since the beginning of each other's time. The two countries split in 1945 during World War II. Ever since then, relationships have been tense between the two. The Korean War began in 1950 when North Korean soldiers entered South Korea without permission. Although Kim Jong-un and Moon Jae-in, the leader of South Korea, have settled their differences, the war has not officially ended due to the fact that no treaty has been signed. Every meeting conducted since then has been held at the Korean Demilitarized Zone, which is located on the border between North and South Korea. Known for their strange and harsh laws, North Korea forces its people to behave and follow rules. If they fail to do so, punishments are made to set an example. The 3 generations rule states that if there is somebody to be convicted of a serious crime and they are sent to a prison camp, their immediate family is ordered to follow. Also, all media and news is controlled by the government. No one is allowed to watch or listen to anything that comes from the outside world unless it has been closely monitored. Christianity is also condoned. Any North Korean who is caught practicing this religion could be sent to a labor camp. Although this religion is banned, there are still many who practice Christianity. Kim Jong-un believes that people should not support anything made by the enemy, such as clothes, sports, and music. Being disrespectful towards any important figure could also result in punishment. After Kim Il-sung died on June 8, 1994, many gestures were considered to be disrespectful when done on this date. This list includes speaking loudly, smiling, drinking alcohol, and dancing. Also, anyone who speaks to Kim Jong-un is expected to add an empowering prefix before his name to show gratitude. For example, Supreme Kim Jong-un. I believe that if Kim Jong-un continues his negative leadership, he will destroy his country as a whole. He will continue to harm his people by starving, mistreating, and lying to them. As well as causing problems between countries, he will put North Korea at risk of being endangered. It is disheartening to know that North Korean people are tricked into believing they are living in the best place in the world, when in reality, people are already making efforts to help them escape from one of the most dangerous and worst places. This just goes to show how simple it is to control what people think when you have total control over them. Kim Jong-un is essentially ruining his country by himself. To stop this dictator from hurting millions of lives and destroying a whole country, there are several options. Other countries could form strong, friendly relationships with North Korea, where we could persuade them to consider taking a different route to governing people. Or we could attempt to take over by force if North Korea is not willing to comply. During this time, there is still a substantial need of help by the people of North Korea. Since there has been a drop in the amount of help given to provide food, we need to come together to help these innocent people. In some ways, George Orwell predicted the future. He believed that in some way or form, this book would show people what would happen if we did not act together. North Korea has become a mere perfect example of the society described in 1984. Big Brother's role is to intimidate the people. By always monitoring them, they are not able to rise up and take over. And if somebody were to try to go against Big Brother, they would be punished. More commonly, people who had incurred the displeasure of the party simply disappeared and were never heard of again. Orwell 44. There is no way for these innocent people to rebel against Kim Jong-un, which is why it is up to us to help.